Hello again, everyone. I had a lovely, lovely weekend in Kenilworth. Lots of lovely, lovely people and a lot of fun. I did a couple of demos for each half of the room, and this was the starting point, this card I made the other day. And the first group, this was the article that came out of it. It was quite a laborious process, actually. I had real difficulties, couldn't get it right and all the rest of it. But anyway, we had fun with that one because we started off with a napkin with butterflies all over it, all different colours. Everybody chose different colours from the napkin. The second group I made this one, and this was from a napkin that had lemons all over it. And as I say, we had an awful lot of fun. It's very similar to lots of other of my kind of mixed media cards. In the process, I came home and I'm kind of a palette knife short. Number 2's missing. So if anybody's found it in their baggage when they got home, if they could bring it to the next one, that would be great, because, you know, I don't like to kind of lose things too often. I think I'll finish up with none left. I had this lovely card as a thank you from some of the lovely ladies. Isn't that beautiful? A little thank you card. That's going to take pride of place in my room. So thank you very much, ladies, for that. Very much appreciated. Okay, now we'll get on to today's card. And this is a real challenge. I have been asked to make an engagement congratulations card, but the couple are goths. Not into goths kind of thing myself. So my first thought was black and red and stuff like that. So I thought I would have a white card base. So that's my normal largest square card that I can make from a sheet of A4. So I've cut out some black. I cut out 2 hearts. I remembered I had these. These are Bigz dies. I think they're movers and shapers, actually. And this is the tray that they came in, or the tray that you have to use with them, should I say. And I'd never used this in my Platinum 6. Wasn't quite sure how it would work, but it worked with just 2 basic C plates, 2 cutting plates. So I've cut myself 2 hearts, and I thought I'm gonna make those red somehow or other, but I don't quite know how. I cut them from that because it was very thick card. So my idea is this. I have put their names and the congratulations. I printed them on the computer. So what I did was, this is Problem Secretary font, and I wrote the words in text boxes, made the text boxes transparent, and then just printed a rectangle, which I filled with black. So these were going to go over the top. So the red would show, but the surround of that rectangle wouldn't, because it was an invisible text box. So there's the Ellie and Sam. Now what I'm thinking is this. I'll have a square. I've cut this with these. These are I think they're Sue Wilson. They're Creative Expressions Noble double dotted nesting square dies. What a mouthful. So just tape them together and made a frame. The middle of it I may use inside. I've made a base because I fancied this being, you know, up a bit higher. Put some foam tape or something on. So I may put that in the middle, but I want to do stuff with it. What I thought I would do with it was have my 2 hearts in. They're going to be red, as I said. Don't know how. I may well put white ones on the top and then colour them. I think I may well do that. I've got Ellie and Sam, which is going to go in somewhere. And I also remembered I'd got this. A Tim Holtz Impresslits, are they called, or something? It's a die and an embossing, 3D embossing folder in one. And there's the wings. And I thought we might have kind of part showing inside, something like that. I'm not sure, but I had extreme difficulty trying to cut this out in my Platinum 6. It would not fit with just the base plate and anything else. It was too thick. They're so fat, aren't they? So what I did, I just got a great hodgepodge of plates, I don't know, and I just kept adding them and trying with the top plate until it felt right. I didn't want to break this machine like I broke my other one, so I just kept adding layers on the bottom and trying it. And the first time it impressed it, then I managed to get it through. It impressed it, but didn't cut it. So I added just a little thin metal shim, and that's the one that worked and cut it out as well. But it was a bit of a trial, I tell you. So what I fancy doing with this is putting some texture onto this background. As I say, I've got the wings. They can go on, peeping in somewhere. I thought I would do, this is an embossing folder I got out the other day thinking I may use this, and I didn't. So I thought I would perhaps put a bit of this down there, part way, and on the other side I would get some embossing paste and put some texture on there with a stencil. I've got a couple here. This one's got all sorts of, you know, little conglomerations on, so I may well use this one, or I've just got blobs. So I think we'll just get going, shall we? Let me just emboss this. Where are the hearts going to go? Let's just take a look. I don't know if it's good. I've also got out this. I've never used this. I bought this on sale. For a textured finish, apply with a spatula. For a smooth finish, apply with a soft cloth. This is a water-based product. Add distilled water to soften the consistency. There we go. As you can see, I have never had the top off, so I thought it was a good opportunity to have a go. And I thought I would use that to highlight some of this, and maybe I'll get a bit of silver out as well. I don't know. I tend to think of silver with Goth rather than gold. I don't know why that should be, but there we go. Let me see if I can emboss this. There's so many different embossing folders. Some people say they write what they use, so much they use for each one. So there we've got a bit of texture. Let me cut some white ones of these, and then we'll see how it looks. Put it over the top. Just put that over there, and one beneath, one thin cutting plate. I've got another one. Can't afford to keep losing things. Right. Here's my two white hearts, so that I can colour those red. So, put that back. I've got that, I've got this. Let's just see if we can kind of build some things up. This and those. Oh, let me stick these together. That's the right way. Okay. Some of these things haven't been out of the drawer for years. I found a little box with, I don't know, lots of different clear embossing powders in, and they're all gone hard. I mean, they must have probably been there for 10 years or more. Okay, there's one. I'd like to put some texture on these too, I think. Or some, you know, some embossing paste. There's the other one. Got to get these the right way up because they're not actually symmetrical. Okay, we might get a better impression now. If that's like that, and that's like that, looks like this. Ellie and Sam. I've got to cut the other one, engagement. Let me just cut these out now. Just cut them with my long-bladed scissors. I may put some silvery stuff around the edge. never made a card for Goths before. Hope I don't go too over the top, that's all. So if we have engagement, congratulations. We have a bit of some texture there, I think. Right, let's put a little bit of texture paste of some description onto it. And just stop for a moment to get out some texture paste. I didn't have any of my own left. I used it all up at the weekend at the retreat, so I haven't had time to make any more. So I've got some of that out. And while I was in the drawer, I looked at all sorts of other things, and I've got various, you know, in glazes and twinkles and goodness knows what. So I just tried a couple of them out on this, the first one that didn't cut, and I started to cut it out. So this one is that side there. This one is this one I showed you earlier. I've also got out just some regular silver gilding wax. This is black Luscious powder, and this is Glimmer paste from Nuvo with shooting stars, it says. So I was just trying it out on a bit of something else to see kind of what the effect was. I rather like this one, don't you? That's that. Cosmic Shimmer Stellar Mink, it's called. This sparkling paste can be applied by spatula, brush or sponge, or an eyeshadow applicator, or your finger. Yeah, okay, what am I going to do? I was wondering about colouring these. Let me just colour these and just see what the colour contrast looks like. I'm going to colour them with this. I'm wondering about putting these through an embossing folder, actually. Yeah, this is the dots and stars that were sent to me, so I think that might be quite nice. If I put one of those in, let's see how this goes. Yes, I've got the stars on there. That's good, so I can highlight those with something. Now, I'd like to do something different for the other one. I just don't want the same pattern. I just picked out a couple of embossing folders. This one's got little hearts on, and this one's got little flowers. Both of them were old Cuttlebug ones. So let me just try this one. We'll try with little flowers. Right. So we have our two hearts, but now I just want to give them a little bit of highlighting with something or other. I think I'll just use regular gilding wax for these. That hasn't been used. I can use this one. Let's just see. It's a bit around the edge, I think. And this one, I use the same thing. Right, let's have a look. Here's my piece. Those can go up onto foam tape. Let's do these wings. Let's get the wings. I'm going to use some of this for the wings. This is Lunar paste. This is Lunar paste. It's almost holographic, actually. It's very pretty. Wondering if I should have used some of this on the hearts. I might go over it, actually, because they look a bit lackluster in comparison to this. I don't want all of it, actually, do I? Let's try this on the top. I rather like this. I don't think I've used this before either. Oh, that's just livened it up, doesn't it? Okay, and this. It gives a bit of shine, which is nice all over. I like that. Oh, excellent. Dimension on the left-hand side of this. These are going to be raised ever so slightly. That's going to go onto there. These have got to go kind of somewhere. Engagement. They don't want to skewer the hearts, do we? There. Engagement. But there's the congratulations. What else have I got here to use? I could put some of that on this bit, couldn't I? Some of this. I just tried it a moment ago and what to put this on. I'll put that on with my finger perhaps. I think I'll have a bit of gilding wax around the edge of here. Right. I'm just wondering about a bit of texture. I'm just wondering whether to use this. If I do, how can I colour it? And then what to do about this surround. This needs something on it. We've used that, we've used that, we've used that. We haven't tried this. I could try it on the back and see what it looks like on the back. And if I don't like it on the back, I won't put it on the front. Let's just have a see. Do I use my fingers for this? That looks very similar to that, doesn't it? It's a bit more sort of intense, I think. Let's have a look. It's very similar. Do I do it? Do I try it? Don't know. Can't think. Let's try and just put this together, see what it looks like. And I want to do something with it. I need to do something with that side. I just wonder if I like that, whether I should try something. Let me try something on the back. I've got some silver somewhere. I came across this when I was looking for the heart dies. I don't know if it still works, but it's been there for years. Doesn't look very silver, does it? I'm just wondering how I could have got that on flatter. I'm not too keen on that. That's better, but that's not a good look. So, is the answer to use a piece of sponge and try and do it that way? I've got a bit of fun foam here. I'm just wondering if I cut a piece of fun foam, stuck it on there, whether I could use that as you know, to keep it flat so it didn't go down into the crevices. I just wonder, let's just try it. Was it that, or this? Was it this I used? I think it was this. I think it was this. Let's just see. That works better, doesn't it? Perhaps I'll cut another one of these. Let's see what it looks like on this side. It's not a bad idea, is it? That's better. Can we use that side? Why don't we put some texture paste down this side? And a bit of sparkle, perhaps. Let me do that. Black Luscious. That might do, mightn't it? Let's just get it in the right place. Okay. That's okay. And just let that dry for a little moment, and then I can add it. If I do try to put some Luscious on with a brush too soon, then I'll just smear that stuff, and I want it to sort of start to set, but then hopefully it'll just grab the Luscious. If you leave it too long and it dries, then it will just run off. So it's just a question of getting the happy medium. Still not quite. Now, I'm just wondering what to do about this frame. I don't know if I do that, whether it will overshadow the background of this or make those look. I'm going to try it. I'm going to do some of this one, the Lunar paste, and I'm going to put this one on with my finger. Just going to go over with a baby wipe just to even it out a little bit. Take off any excess. I think that's okay. Yeah, I think that's okay. Right, what I'm going to do is put some foam tape onto this. Now, because it's black and everything else is black, I thought that I can't use white, and I did think I'd have some black, but I can't find it. But I think what I have here is transparent, and I've never used it. This is from Sticks to Anything, and it feels incredibly sticky. So let's just see how we go. Right, I think it's about the right width. Let me just see. Perfect. Let's see. And if it is red, I don't think it is, but if it's red, it won't matter because it's kind of in keeping with the theme of the, pretty good guess, wasn't it? With the theme of the card. So let's just see. Not bad. Oh, got it. Yes, it does come off. Let me try with a pokey tool. That might be a better option, just to get it started. Now, I will put some glue stick on because it's incredibly sticky, this stuff. And this should just give me a bit of manoeuvrability, we hope. There we go. This is to go on here. Bit of glue in the corners, but that doesn't matter. Just push it that way a little bit. Okay. I'll put this one in. Had two goes at it, but I think using this piece of foam sheet onto an acrylic block, it meant that I could pull the colour down there without going into the gaps, which is, when I tried with my finger, look, it went all absolutely everywhere. So that way, it seemed to work a lot better. Let me put some glue inside here. Fine. Now, where are the hearts? Here they are. This one first, that one can, I think, go flat. And then this one can be on foam tape above it. If my friend doesn't like this, you know, I won't be offended, because it's, you know, it's my first effort. I don't know quite how goth they are, so it's a bit of an experiment, really. So let's put that there. This one. I've still got room for Ellie and Sam. Move it over just a little bit, perhaps. Up and over. Okay, let's pop this one onto some foam tape. I'll use some of this same tape. It's not foam tape, it's gel tape almost, really. I don't know. I have to keep it in this, otherwise it will stick to everything. The sides feel really sticky as well. It's difficult to get the backing off, but once you've got the end, it comes off easily. It's just separating the layers to start with. Well, I've stuck the labels on. I cut this down so that it will fit kind of in here. And I'm just going to stick that in there, and then the panel onto the card, and I think I'm going to call it a day. I'll send I will send my friend a picture and see what her reaction is. But I'm perfectly prepared to have another go if she thinks it's not suitable. Not quite sure how goth they are, but she said it's a challenge. They're goth, so we'll just have to wait and see. I think that will fit quite nicely there. May just have to hold that for a moment. And then that can go on the front. And it's done. My goodness, what an adventure. If I saw somebody had made this, I don't think I'd be, you know, falling over myself to say how wonderful it was. But maybe it does fulfill the brief, so who knows. Anyway, I hope you managed to stick with it to the end. I'll put a picture of the finished one at the end of the video, and I hope you'll come back and see me soon after seeing this one. Oh my goodness. Anyway, thanks for liking, thanks for subscribing, and come back and see me very soon.